Hey everybody, it's Jochen Heiden, and I'm back with the Lodrik versus Heiden campaign. This is the 7th of March, 1942 in our campaign, Scenario 1. Yeah, let's just get on with it and see if we get any more surprises from Lodrik this turn. Okay, here we go, March 7th, 1942. This is the Lodrik campaign. The last couple days for us were really bad. I grabbed the dot base out to Luganville. They were really bad for us, so I'm hoping for something a little bit better this time around. So we had some. Oh man, he's coming into Terracan again. Dang, he's not messing around this time. So he obviously, man, our coastal guns are just not working out anymore. I think they're just tired. I think they're done. So we take losses. He does not. He's using these DMSs as escorts. That's all he's really got, and he's landing one ship's worth of stuff here. He's really going after Terracan now. I think he learned his lesson with those failed paratrooper drops. Of course. Oh, we got something in here. Clear scour target. Let's hope we get something. Nope. Alright, so these are bombers coming out of Port Moresby. We are doing port strikes. We have perfect weather for this. Moonlight's not great, but I'm hoping that some other bombers get through here and do something. And nothing there. Nothing there. Wow, this is not working out great. Hey, we got something! Hey! Nice! Check this out, guys. The Yubari was in port. We got a bomb into her. She's on fire. It probably won't sink, but that's something. Now we know that that's there. We're going to start hammering that thing down. Nice! We got a bomb in the Yubari. Excellent. Finally, something good happens. Boy, he is not messing around with Terracan, huh? Yep. And again, our coastal guns get nothing done here. Okay, Coast Watchers on the AM now, reporting some ships in port, different places. He continues to unload a Terracan. I would love to see one of our shore batteries engage these guys, and they're just not. Okay, those are our task forces merging. Uh-oh. Jake is... Whoa! What was that about? PBY shot down near north of Australia. What was that about? Huh. Man, we'll need to look into that. Okay, so, alright, I predicted this, guys. Remember, he's in this hex now, and I think he's softening us up for an attack in this hex. Okay, we do have decent terrain. We do have great weather for us, so losses are light, but you can expect a lot more bombers coming. Okay, he's using these guys to slow this unit down as we retreat. Okay, again, expect a lot here. Alright. Okay, big raid. Another big raid. And with fighter escort. When he's throwing fighter escorts on here, it's because this is a high value target for him. Alright, so we're not taking a lot of losses, but we're getting disrupted. The units are getting disrupted underground. Look at that. 58 aircraft coming in here. Moderate rain, that's good for us. It reduces his accuracy. Yeah, so he's targeting the two places he's trying to attack right now with these ground attack raids. Man, war. He's throwing everything at it. It could be enough. It could be enough to disrupt those troops so that if he attacks there, we don't do well. Oh, man. Well, oh, I knew it. There it is. We found it. I'll tell you, we'll talk about this after the turn, but this is exactly what I was hoping would happen, honestly. This is actually a good thing, if you can believe this. Wow. He took the bait, guys. Yeah, see, the B5N2 Kates are unable to locate the target because they already sank it by the time they got there. 18 Kates wasted 18 some torpedoes here. The Atlantic City was sunk with torpedo hits 3. But now we know exactly where the Keto, well, I shouldn't say that. Now we know where the Hiryu is at, if that's what it was. Probably should have watched the combat action a little bit better. If you guys saw what it was, put it in the comments what you think it is. Okay, we're now into the PM phase of the day for air combat. Okay, so really nothing happened in the PM phase here. I'm really curious what that is north of Australia now. Man, more. Oh! Now our shore batteries are actually firing this time. Okay, so these are more ships are now coming out. One of our 120mm guns did fire, but we missed. Okay, now he's landing at Bay or Tacloban with a couple APDs. So this is light troops here. All right. So that's it for naval and air. Now we're going to go into ground combat resolution. I'm expecting something in a China. Oh, here we are. I was waiting for this, guys. This could be it. These are the killers of Cagayan. They were heavily beat up on Cagayan about a week ago. He's coming in us with 2 full divisions. That very well be enough to carry the day. These Filipino troops, unfortunately, are just not very good. Oh, well, okay, maybe I didn't give them enough credit. So here's the actual AV, 937 to 310. Once this was calculated by the game, we get 808 to 473. They reduced the fort level to 2. They take some losses, but they're all disabled and not destroyed, which is so lame. This game just loves Japanese ground troops, right? We take quite a bit of casualties that we can't get back, but we hold out for a turn. So we hold strong on Malay for another day. Mindanao is still ours. There it is, guys. This is what I was worried about. This is a very strong push. I don't know if we're going to hold here. I was worried about this. That bombing raids that we took coming in may have disrupted these troops so much that they can't hold. So I'm going to go ahead and hit it. Let's see what happens. If we fall here, we're in serious trouble. Yikes. This is not good. This is not good. Oh, man. So 3220 to 2000. Adjusted to 1-to-1 odds. Okay. Okay. So here's the output. He takes about double the casualties that we do. Suffers quite a bit of disabled units, but unfortunately so do we. So he'll run out before we do. Yeah, now we know what he's got there. The vehicles are really what's killing us. He's got a lot of tanks. Let's look at that. Tank regiment, tank regiment, tank regiment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 and a third divisions. Add up these regiments. Yeah, this is a lot. But we held out. I didn't think we would, but we managed to hold out. But for how long, I don't know. Okay, Terracan. There is no way we're holding out this time. This is a foregone conclusion. What? You gotta be kidding me. Look at this. Alright, so somehow by some miracle, we hold out a Terracan. I cannot believe that. He's got 5 times the troops we got. So 212 to 23. But when the game calculates, it's 81 to 46. 1-to-1 odds. He takes our fort down to 0. But we trade more or less evenly on casualties. But he can sustain this more than we can, for sure. But Terracan, one more turn, it's ours. Alright, so the Royal Trash Army in Malaya now is going after the 12th Indian Brigade for another turn. And we hold again. With almost equal casualties. This is crazy. Like, why even bother? He needs, if he wants to dislodge us, he's gonna have to bring more than this. Okay, that's it. You know what? I've had worse turns than this, compared to what we had to deal with over the last couple days. This actually wasn't that bad. Ooh, we got some bases coming up in size, which is great. Gives us some more points. And we know where the Hiryu's at. So, I don't know. Not a terrible turn. Alright, I am doing that. I've had a couple destroyers at Bombay. I'm taking them down to upgrade them. We're having no shortage of destroyers in the Indian Ocean right now. Okay, got a couple new ships coming on. These are aircraft transfers. These are not new. These, I don't know what those are. We'll have to look at that. Okay. I've had worse turns than that. Let's analyze it now. Well, look what we found here. I think we found the Japanese carrier that I've been looking for. And I'm glad we did it. It cost me a ship, but you know, it was worth it. Let's talk about this stuff. Alright, we'll start with aircraft losses like we always do. Today, it's 4-4. I lost 3 PBYs and a Lysander, which is a recon plane. He loses an Ida, Babs, a Betty, and a 0. Even trade. Of those 4 aircraft, we only have 1 wounded pilot, which isn't too bad at all. Under pilot replacements, we'll take a look at that. Okay. So, I believe this is our wounded pilot right here. We're gonna transfer Dwight D to the reserve and see if he gets a date. Okay. The rest of these guys all have dates, which is great. So let's look for Dwight D. He did not get a return date, so this may not have been one of the pilots we lost. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with that, but usually it's been my experience so far that when you don't get a return date, you don't get a date at all. You're not coming back. But we have been running that experiment with old Tanner B down here. It's been several weeks since we've seen anything happen with that. We'll keep watching it, but I really don't think we're going to get him back. So all these wounded pilots that don't have return dates are just, they're just gone. No good. Got to retire them. Maybe. All right. Army lost points this turn. They went up a fair amount. We just had a bunch of little things happen all over. Probably a lot of this came from the big attack on the road to Lanchow, which we'll talk about in a minute. Looking at ships sunk this last turn, we're only showing one, the Atlanta City. This was a ship carrying fuel, but I basically used it as bait for Lodrik's carriers because I wanted to see where they were at. I hate to say that I had to do that, but That's kind of where we're at with this campaign right now. So we'll take a quick gander at that. The Atlantic City was somewhere over here. I sent it northeast in a hope to attract some attention from the Kido Butai. Well, I shouldn't call it that. I think it's just to Hiryu. And we did. So now we know exactly where he came from, and we know where he's at. He was moving west last time we saw it, but that doesn't mean he can't turn next turn. So we do have some stuff in the way that we need to hurry up and move out of there as quickly as possible. But at least I know where they're at, and I know where they're not at, which is good. All right. So I've already gone through the combat, the SIGINT, and the ops reports before I started this thing, and let's just talk about something in the combat report that I thought was pretty cool. Look at that. The Yubari was hit by one bomb and is on fire at Rabal. So, last turn I sent my bombers from Port Moresby over to Rabal to do a night bombing attack on the port. We caused very minimal damage to the port. However, we did hit a ship in port, which happened to be a light cruiser, the Yubari, which is really awesome. I don't think it's going to sink, but maybe it may be damaged too much for him to move it, so now it's stuck there. So I think we need to hammer down and hope that our bombers get through, and maybe we can sink it while it's laid up. That'd be cool. We'll see how that goes. All right, for SIGINT, the only thing I noticed that was kind of interesting to me was this here. 1st Air Defense Regiment is loaded on a Gozen Cargo AK moving to Ponape. Okay, this is Ponape? Why the heck would he be sending an AA regiment to here? That does not make any sense to me. I could think of a billion other places where an AA regiment would be more useful, and this ain't it. I've got no designs on this base. There's nothing here that I want or need. I don't really get the point. Unless he thinks I'm trying to invade Ponape, and I'm not. But that was really the only thing in the SIGINT that I thought was noteworthy this turn. The rest of it was not really consequential. All right, so for ops, one thing I want to point out to you that I thought was a little distressing is this here. Luganville expands airfield to size 2. Oh, and on top of that, Surabaya expands port to size 8. That ain't good either. So, what does that mean? First, it means that Luganville is going to start getting to the point where he can start operating bigger aircraft and more aircraft out of it. In addition to that, it means that he's repaired all the damage and he has no restrictions getting ships in and out. Okay. That ain't good either. Now that I look at that. All right. Wow. And also at Surabaya, we're now up to a size 8 port, which is basically going to give him carte blanche to do whatever he wants at that place. It's going to give him a good rearm level. It's going to help him load, unload stuff faster. If he wants to start building up his shipyard, he could easily do that and get a very decent sized shipyard going at Surabaya. The Japanese can expand their shipyards. The Allies cannot. We get what we get. He can spend supply and actually build up the repair shipyard at Surabaya to be something that he could accommodate very large ships like carriers, cruisers, whatever. So a size 8 port only aids in all of that. So good for him. All right, let's talk about the actual turn. So the big story here in China this turn was this. The attack on this hex here, which I knew was coming, and it sure did. That, looking at it now, we held out okay, but we have a supply issue here, big time. All right, we burnt a lot of supplies there, and we're kind of rural, so it's going to take some time to get more supply to this unit. Hopefully he doesn't attack. The nice thing about troops that are in the field when they build fortifications, Lodrik cannot take these down. If we were at a base, he could reduce the fortification level. In the field, he cannot. So these troops are actually doing pretty okay. And as long as they continue building up these forts, that's going to be a major impediment to him taking us in the field. We just need to get some supply in here very quickly. So we lost about 350 AV here. He lost probably as much, if not a little bit more. And he appears to be retreating or moving some units south, which is a good thing. If he was going to press on this attack, I don't see why he would be retreating units, he should be keeping them there. So he may have taken more damage here than we think. We held out, and that's going to buy us time to get more troops moved into this hex in the meantime. Further south, we do have these guys. They made it into here, and that is very dangerous for us now. Because from this hex, they can either shock attack across the river here, or just continue around this way. Either way, it's not good. This is a lot of force here. And also, in this hex, we now have 7 units in here. So again, this is dangerous. He could cross the river this way, go into Henyang. We need to be ready to counter this, because if he takes either one of these bases, we are in serious trouble. So these troops are trying to get out of the way, but it's just not. It's just very slow going because he's bombing us and slowing us down. So these guys may not make it out in time, but they will make these guys stop to attack. This body of troops here, on the other hand, he is not targeting. These will all make it into Henyang very soon, which is excellent. So already in Henyang, we're up to 2,000 AV. All right. This is really good. Here, I feel comfortable that we can hold out for a while against this force at least. We have another 2,000 going to be in there next turn, so I can start distributing this AV. I could send 1,000 from Henyang and put it in Xiantong, and I'll keep another 2,000 here. So we may have bolstered our lines by pulling our troops out of Pinxiang and north of Kukang and moving up this way to reinforce these bases. Now, the bad thing is they're on clear terrain. I can't fix that. What we can't fix, though, are these fort levels, which have not been disrupted at all. So we'll keep building these up as long as we can in anticipation of Lodrik attacking here. And, of course, at Changsha, we're doing just fine. There's no issue there. All right, so that's China for this turn. This was the big thing. I was not sure if we were going to be able to hold, and it looks like we will. So that buys us some time. Good job, guys. Over here in Burma, not much to talk about. We're continuing to move more troops into Rahang just to keep them there. Gonna keep probing a little bit further south just to see what he's up to, but we need to do this nice and slow and methodically. I don't want to go too hard for Bangkok because somebody in one of my comment sections on YouTube brought up a good point. It's very hard to supply Bangkok as the allies because all you have are these small roads, okay? And there's gonna be delays getting supplies moved down there. Fortunately, the path they would take would be from Rangoon to Pago and down if we ever get to Bangkok, and there's no supply limits at those bases. I take it back. Actually, there is. Pago has a max supply of 500, so it'd probably be in our best interest to start building this up so we don't have any bottlenecks of supply flowing through here. All right. Other than that, nothing else going in Burma. No attacks, no air activity, nothing. Additionally, we see no ships operating out here. Just nothing out here. I'll take the break. I'm not complaining, guys. Not at all. That's buying us time to get Ceylon reinforced, get our aircraft put back together. Working towards that size 8 airfield, which is going to help us out a lot. So, he still has not attacked Palembang. We're just waiting on that. Wow, there's a lot to talk about today. All right, let's keep going. Tarakan, he landed more stuff here last turn via amphibious assault, and our coastal defense guns unfortunately did nothing to help us out. He attacked and we somehow held out, but we're on borrowed time now. These units are tired, they're disrupted, they're fatigued, and we're not really getting a break. The morale is decreasing. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to hold out at Tarakan. If he keeps bringing in troops like this, it won't be long at all. Over here in the Philippines, he landed troops at Tacloban, although I can't imagine he brought enough to take the garrison. I think he's going to need more troops than that. Over here on Mindanao, the killers of Cagayan endured an attack by 2 full Japanese divisions, and they repulsed them with about an equal amount of casualties, but he's got more troops than we've got from the start, so we can't trade like that indefinitely. Okay? The nice thing is that our fatigue and disruption levels are very low. The bad thing is the morale is very low. So when you have morale that's this low, these units have a high tendency of surrendering, giving up, not putting up a good fight. And that does us no good for defending this place. So Unfortunately, the mountain fortress of Malay may not last too much longer, and once it falls, that is more or less the end of real organized resistance on all of the Philippines. These units over here on Cebu, Leyte, and over at Bacolod are not very big units. They can't stand on their own. So it may be coming down to the end of the wire here for the Philippines, and that will complete the conquest of these islands as far as we're concerned for Lodrik. So let's talk about the Dutch East Indies. This part was quiet. Nothing going on here. But what in the world is this? This materialized out of nowhere. Okay. Now, we did see that one of our aircraft were shot down. Let's look at that. In the ops report, I think I found it over here. Let me see. Where was it at? Where's it at? Now, okay. We had a PBY shot down here. Typically when that happens, it's because there's a combat air patrol. So that means that there are carrier aircraft in this task force. That's not good. Where are they going? It's saying southeast, which would be towards Broome or Derby. These bases are completely undefended. Quite honestly, if you were to take these, I don't really care because there's nothing here that I need. But I am very concerned about the fact that these poor guys, which were just on the way up to a Kupang, just to, add some force there, are 2 hexes away from these guys. And they're on a direct collision course right now. Now, check this out. They are not spotted because they're in heavy rain, so they're kind of in the weather. Look, let me go bad weather indicators. Both of these units are in heavy weather. We spotted these ones because we had some cap shot down there. Plus, we also have a lot of naval search overlapping. That's how we spotted these guys now. But they probably came in from Surabaya down this way. I have no idea what they're doing, but I'm pretty sure that these are definitely ships with carriers in them. I don't know what's going on with that. A bit concerning, to say the least. And we got to figure out how to save these guys, because I don't want them going up against this. This is not going to be any good. So this is a new development just north of Australia, and we'll keep an eye on it. Out here, nothing really to report at Perth, but I think this is the last time we're going to be talking about Perth for a while, because I am not sending any more convoys here until I have a way of protecting them, which I don't. So Perth is just going to be Perth, and just going to hang out, wait for something to happen. Over here to this side of Australia, nothing significant to report. All the way up to Port Moresby. We're just unloading some supplies there, and then that'll be it for these guys. But look at this. This is where we hit that light cruiser at Rabaul using these bombers over here. Let me sort by just bombers. These guys all attacked last turn. Now, some of them didn't make it through, but some did. So let's see if they gained any experience. Yep, these guys did. That's about it. Maybe because they didn't hit much, but I'm going to keep flying night operations here until further notice. I want him to bring his fighters up if he's got them, because our bombers will shred those. I don't care. Rabaul is ripe for the picking for night bombing right now, and we're going to keep pressing the attack until we hit something good. Okay, down here to Luganville. Looks like this is the carrier task force that was previously down here operating out of New Zealand. So we've respotted it. We know where it's at now. That's a good thing. It seems to have the same composition as before, a bunch of Vals and one fighter squadron. It's back at Luganville, probably to refuel or something. I don't know. But now we know where that's at. We've got Norfolk Island here. I think we're going to keep hammering that. For whatever reason, the bombing raid that I had indicated here did not fly last turn, and I don't really know why. These guys were all set to go to Norfolk Island. They did not. So that's a little upsetting. We'll have to keep an eye on that as to why they didn't fly. I don't really understand it. But on a happier note, Noumea picked up another airfield capacity, which is great. That gives us the ability to operate up to 300 aircraft here, and increase the group coordination as well, or the group admin level, which means just more aircraft. Right now, we're going to continue working on airfield capacity and definitely fortifications, because I really, in fact, tell you what, I think we got enough aircraft here now. I want to go all in on the force because I think that he is considering an invasion of New Caledonia, and the linchpin of our defense will be at Noumea. We need to make sure that it's ready for this. I've got the 8th Marine Regiment retreating. Oh, let me rephrase that. Falling back to Noumea. I had left them up here at Lafaux to build up this airfield. That's done. We don't need it anymore. Now I want them back here in Noumea just to bolster defenses. It's another 122 AV there. Kumak is at airfield size 7, so now we're working on the fortification to build that up as well. Very, very quiet over here, at least in New Zealand. The Japanese subs appear to have moved away for the time being. I've got convoys coming in down here, rushing into Wellington under the umbrella of air cover with lots of ASW. So we're in a rush to get away from this. So this is what I believe to be the Hiryu operating out here south of Pago Pago. This had previously gone missing in action. We have now found it. It was hanging out here. It went missing. Now we know he's here. I sent the Atlantic City up this way as a distraction. I peeled it off from the rest of its convoy in the hopes of finding the Japanese carriers, or at least giving them some bait to take, and they took it. So what he does with that now is anyone's guess. I'm hoping he doesn't press down further this way, because that would be bad, right? I would think that he doesn't want to go that far south, because he is really far away from a base that could rearm these guys right now. I think he's probably at the limit of his endurance. He's probably going to turn around. And we'll use that opportunity to get my stuff over to New Zealand. And we will wait at that point for more help, more reinforcements, some air cover carriers, whatever it is I got to escort convoys better. I really don't want them. I don't really want us out here operating unless we have that locked in. All right, I've been talking for a while, but I think I've got the point across. This turn was not nearly as bad as the last ones. We had a couple good defenses on the ground. He attacked 3 places. We defended in 3 places. We spotted these carriers in the middle of nowhere, which I needed to. What else did we do? We spotted these guys, which is good to know that they're out there. And last but not least, we have got our subs at ADAC basically all prepped and ready for the next mission. So in 2 days, we'll have the tuna ready. And then I'll be ready to send these guys out for their big secret mission, which I'm not going to talk about. But it will be fun. I guarantee it. All right, that's it for this turn. As always, I want to thank you guys for supporting me and Lodrik. Thank you for being part of my channel. I hope you're enjoying this campaign as much as I am. Even when I sound discouraged, I'm really not. I'm having a blast with it, so I hope you are too. Also, please check the video description. I've got a link to my Twitch channel. And I want to reiterate, Twitch is not a money grab for me. I'm not an affiliate. I'm not getting paid for it. I just find that it's better to stream live content there because I use better codecs and the videos look better. So any live streams that I do for this game will be done live at Twitch, and then I'll take the file from there and I'll upload it to YouTube for anybody that missed it. So if you want to watch these things live when I do a turn setup, please go to the Twitch channel and you can watch me there. Other than that, I'll catch you guys on the next one.